Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If I told you that today's video was supposed to be about the new and improved version of Ultimate Polish, after watching it you probably wouldn't believe me, but that's what it was supposed to be about. And after setting up a couple test spots on my car with a real panel with real life swirling on it, not simulated, I realized I couldn't film the difference. I couldn't film a differentiation. I couldn't get the swirls to light up properly. I don't have a proper swirl light, which is quickly becoming something I need to get. So I was like, well, what am I going to do now? I've got this panel that I've polished 3 huge strips down the middle. It's going to look stupid. And I'm immune sort of to my car looking stupid with different water behavior all over it, but I thought I should just throw something on there. And my bottle of Wow Wows had heated and the bottom had pushed out, so it was constantly rocking around. And I thought I better fix that. And after going to find that, I realized I have a whole bunch of old bottles that are basically empty. Some where I actually tried mixing products together and it never did anything meaningful, so I never used it in a video. So I ended up doing a giant garage clean out and a product clean out, and actually got a lot of space back. So yeah, I can buy more stuff. And it ended up making me go down memory lane. And what you're looking at right now is 4 products that I featured when I first sort of started the channel. Actually, I don't think I ever put Autoglim extra gloss on here, but this is one of the first like waxes I bought that I was semi-serious with, that and HD wax. I was very into Autoglim at the time. A super resin polish and this were like my go-to. The car that I do all my testing on, the first polish it got was SRP and EGP. That was the first thing I did to it because it was a brand new car. I didn't need to do any major cutting on it. Although looking back, it probably could have used a little bit of cut, but that's what I used back then. And I've gone through about 2 or 3 bottles of this over my detailing lifetime. CMX, which was really hyped up. It's got really good hydrophobics, but it didn't last through any of the chemical resistance testing that became so popular, so it quickly got pushed aside. And of course Sonax, which is just crazy nutty waddy behavior and crazy grippy, so everyone sort of wants to like it, but they want that slickness. So what I decided to do is the panel I polished up to do the test, I put on Wow Wows to revisit it. I wasn't sure if it had gone off or not, because that expanding was because it got hot in the car. And after applying it and working with it, it definitely is still kicking. And I think I tuned my application for it to the point where I'm actually really happy with it. A microfiber applicator and buffing it in a little bit and giving it a couple seconds to breathe before buffing it off, and it's crazy easy, crazy slick. So I decided to take these 4 and put them on the roof of the car, because I don't typically use that for testing because it's very hard to film any swirling. It's very hard to film just in general because you have to get up really high. So the 4 of these guys are just sitting on the panel, and I decided to use the new Ultimate Polish to do the prep. So that's sort of what we're looking at. They're scattered in perfect squares around the roof, all applied using the proper instructions. This guy, if you have this and you've fallen out of love with it or you had problems with its removal, I know this used to be a beast and everyone complained about it. I figured it out. You need to use a microfiber applicator, not foam. Use it sparingly in the first place, but if you get it on there, once you get like a dab, so you sort of dab it on and off, tap it around the panel, and then work it in back and forth. Go over it about 3 or 4 times. They say not to buff it hard, but just go over it lightly and just distribute it and thin it out a bit, and then wait like an hour at least, and let it cure. Because I came back down and wiped it, and it was a breeze, and I missed a spot. You might see it in the video. I haven't actually checked, but I missed a spot. And I came back to it the next day and it buffed off as a breeze. So thin application, work it in, let it cure. Like, let it really dry. It has to fully dry. If you can't get it to fully dry, don't use it. But if you can get it anywhere where you can get 15 or 20 degrees Celsius, it'll work. And as you'll see, like, all of these went on and off because I've got the application footage, because If I was smart, I would have already been overlaying it, so you don't have to listen to me talk to a bunch of static bottles. It's really not that bad. The only one that's a bit of a beast is Polymer Net Shield, but it has some genuinely deep gloss. Like, it really jets the paint. I'm putting it on the back of the panel, if you haven't already seen it, where there's the black plastic trim between the roof and the trunk, which they decided to put there because you can never have enough of that stuff. And yeah, it really richened it up. It's got a really good visual, and its hydrophobics and its long-term durability is quite good. Like a solid 4 to 6 months, no problem. And it's pretty cheap, and it's very economical. You use very little of it, so really happy with that product overall. It's just the grippiness of it. But I just tested this guy in the back. I just set up the panel. Ooh, boy, is it slick. But anyway, yeah, all of these guys, you'll see the application footage, and then now I'm done rambling. I am going to cut to some hydrophobics in the garage after curing for 24 hours in the garage. The car has not left the garage. And then tomorrow morning, if I'm feeling motivated and it's pissing rain, I'll bring my camera or I'll bring my tripod and my phone to work and film the water behavior on the roof from the rain in the morning. So anyway, let's look at some wet stuff.